Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This semester, as you know, I will be teaching you training in development. It's same like previous subjects. It's 16 weeks, so I think it might be 13 weeks because of corona or any issue. So some of the topics are those topics that you have studied in last subjects. So I was planning something else for this subject, so we have a real training in class. Every student should have a topic and prepare training for his or her classmates, so it should have been a real base work, case studies, or all these issues. So unfortunately we couldn't do that because of this online sessions. So we hope we can do something better, inshallah. So training in development is one of key subjects in your BBA syllabus. So as you all know, training and development, you might have worked in an organization which they have trained you, or you might start work in an organization. Then you will understand that for every organization, training play a very key role. Training helps you for new skills. It helps you to learn new systems. Why companies give training? That's questions which we need to ask. Why do they need training? What's the purpose of giving training? Because training is not cheap. It costs a company. You must pay money. You must hire a trainee or trainer, sorry. You must recruit someone for that. You must most of the time you must book a venue for it. So it's not a cheap process. It costs a company as well. So there are issues that we will discuss in training in development. So overall, training is about learning new skills. Because of changes in technology, in systems, in regulations, rules in regulations, you must train your employees. So in order to have competitive advantage in the market, training play a key role in every organization. So let's see, training it's not only in middle or low level management. Training is required at every stage of work and for every person at work. So it's not only for lower management. It might be for middle management. It might be for top management. It's ongoing process. It's not just you give training today, that's it. It's a regular process. It's a continuous process. That's why we see most of the time in some organization that their employees morale is very low. They don't know latest technology. They are not aware of what's happening in the market. They don't know how to use the systems. They don't know how to use latest technologies. So it's all because of training. They don't have proper training. For example, if you're entering in a supermarket, in their people working inside the supermarket are not well trained how to behave with the customer, how to serve your customer. So that's why when you enter in other countries and developed world, the way they treat their customers is phenomenal. It's like you see, wow. Why? Because they have been trained for this purpose. So you have a bachelor of hotel and tourism. Why they study hotel and tourism management? So they can treat the guest. So it's all about training. So if there is any latest technology, let's say you buy a phone and you don't know which features you got, you don't know how to use that phone, you must go and find a YouTube or get yourself updated that why I need this phone technology. Let's say I give you another example of let's say if a university apply fingerprint attendance, so that's the latest technology. So all the stuff, all the employees of all the related employees of the university should know how to use this system. Students should know and staff should know how to use the system, how to print the attendance, how to enter a student's name in the database, how to build the database, all these things. So it's all about uh, technology, it's all about training. So you see the fast changing in technologies, the innovations in technology, new systems in technology, new features in phones. So it's all about new features or new training. So that's why companies are hiring trainers to train them. It's about, let's say, if you come to sports, fitness is another issue. Cricketers, they are having personal trainer. Boxers, football, in every field, if you think, most of the player have a personal trainer. Why they have trainer? So they can update themselves, they can learn some skills, they can at least keep the skills that they are having, practice that skills. And even for dieting, they are hiring trainers. For batting, let's say in cricket, for bowling, whatever they are doing, they are having a specialist person trainer to train them, so they can keep the skills, they can be updated in all these issues. So there's new concepts, values in environment. Training plays a vital role. Training programs are also necessary in any organization for the quality of works of the employees at all level. So that's a simple point. It has effect on your works as well, how you work, the quality of your work, because if you are well trained about a system, if you are working in a production and you know how to use machinery, there might be reduction in waste management. So you're not wasting many raw materials. But if you're not well aware of the machine and you don't know how to use that process, you might fail and you might have more waste. So that's why training is very, very important. Thus, training is a process that tries to improve skills or add to the existing level of knowledge, so that the employee is better equipped to do his or her present job, or to make him to be fit for a higher job involving higher responsibilities. So that's another simple point. So if you are going up, if your responsibilities are increasing, so you need to adapt yourself, you need to adjust yourself, and you need to be trained to have that responsibility, or to accept that responsibilities on your shoulder. So that's the issue of training. So it's all about, it bridges the gap between what the employees has and what the job demands. That's the issue. If you are working in an organization and demand what demands job demand is in what you are, so there is a gap between you. Let's say you start working in Azizi Bank as a manager, branch manager. So how you can use all this system, and how do you know what are happening in the branch, what do you need to do, to whom you need to report to, what's opening, what do you need to do when you're opening the branch, what do you need to do once the time has finished, 4 o'clock closing, what you need to do, to whom you need to report. They all are having a banking system. So they will train you, or at least you should know, let's say QuickBook or any banking system. So you need to be trained. They train you that this is the system, that's how it works, this is what we want, and this is what you need to do on a daily basis. You need to check, let's say, CCTVs, this is your login details, this is how you need to log in, this is you need to open, close, different seller, cashiers, what they are doing, tellers, what they are doing, what's the job and roles and responsibilities. So it's all about system. If Azizi Bank bring a new latest technology, let's say they are having AziPay, so how do you need to use AziPay? If you enter into a branch and you ask them how I need to use AziPay, their staff need to be well trained about usage of AziPay. They will tell you, or at least they are having some training videos or whatever. So that's all about training. So that's a big job. It's not an easy task. It costs a company, it's a regular process, it's a continuous process. So you must do keep training for your employees, for their capacity building, in order to achieve the goals and objectives of your company, or in order to have competitive advantage in the market. So if your employees are well equipped, well trained, they will do their job, the productivity level will go up. It's same thing in armies. So why they train their armies in different types of weather, working condition, environment, let's say sea soldiers, let's say on the ground ships, whatever, snow. So why they do give training? So they can use it in the later if there is a fight between countries or whatever, for the safety and security, for keeping the border safe. So all the soldiers need to be trained. If it's whatever example you get, they all need to be trained. If it's a driver, if it's a cashier, if it's a cricketer, if it's whatever, they all are having training purpose. So that's overview of training. Since training involves time, effort, money by an organization, so an organization should be very careful while designing a training program. So why organizations need to be careful regarding training? That's a question. The answer might be it costs a company. So if you're a manager in a organization, you need to see your employees. If you need training, why you need training? What are the objectives of training? Giving training to your employees. So all these needs and objectives needs to be written, that because of this issue we need to give training. So thus you're spending company's money. For example, if your customer satisfaction rate from your employees is, let's say, 50%, and you realize that you need a training for all your employees in order to increase this customer satisfaction rate. So what you have done, you hire a trainer, and everything has finished. You booked a venue, you give money to the trainer, your employees, everything has finished, food, tea, whatever expense you have done. After that, you have surveyed again, and you saw that satisfaction rate of your employees has gone up. Last time 50% of your customers were happy. After the training, let's say 70% are happy. So it means you have spent money on the right task. So you at least you have achieved some of your objectives. So imagine if your percentage is same, there is no increase in customer satisfaction. So it means you have wasted your money. Why? Because your employees have failed in training, or they didn't got the skills. So that's the issue. The objective in need for training should be clearly identified. Why you need training? What are the objectives? Do we really need the training? In which sectors? So the method or type of training should be chosen according to the needs and objectives established. So the method is easy. Which type of training do you need? Online training, offline training, training from the staffs inside, from the manager, from the CEO, from the top level, or you hire a trainer from outside. So that's you need to, once this is done accurately, an organization should take a feedback on the training program from the trainees in the form of structured questionnaire, so as to know whether the amount in time, let me bring this here so you can see, the amount in time invested on training has turned into an investment, or it was a total expenditure for an organization. So that's what we have discussed. So it should not be an expenditure for an organization, it should be an investment. What do we mean by investment? Like your employees must have learned new skills, they must have learned new technology, they must have updated themselves. It's not just waste of money, you know. So it's not just you just hired a trainee and you invested money, you spend money, and nothing else has been changed in an organization. So that's why it's not an easy job. So if you're let's say hiring a trainer from outside, let's say UAE or Europe, you need to pay the ticket and everything, and some training has cost a lot. I know a guy, a doctor, personally, that I think he told me once upon a time that he is taking $5,000 for a workshop, for a training. So it's not, imagine $5,000 you have spent on a training for your employees and the result was zero. So what's the point of the training? So if the result is zero, so it's just waste of money and time. So you have not just wasted the money, you have wasted your time as well, time of your employees. Let's say they haven't learned anything. So that's why training play a very, very key role. So that's all overview of training. Let's see what else in the next slide. Training defined. So let's see the definition. Many authors, many professors have defined training in different words, in different ways. So I think definition, you can search a lot and you can find some people that define the training. So it's not a big job. So you can find more 10 types of definitions for training. So training is that a process by which the efficiency of employees increase in developed. Training is a specialized knowledge which is required to perform a specific job. Training has defined by different scholars of management. Some important definition or training are as under. So there are some important definition that most books have used or most people are using it. So it's in the words of Beach, training is an organized procedure by which people learn knowledge and improve skill for a definite purpose. So it's easy. What we have discussed previously is an organized procedure, is a formal structure, is a way that people are learning new skills and knowledge. According to Filippo, training is the act of increasing knowledge and skill of an employee for doing a particular job. So if it's training is for a specific job, particular purpose, so that's skills that they are learning. Let's say mission. If they are having a mission, let's say most of the armies that they are doing this, they are having a certain mission, they are get trained and they go and complete the mission and return. So that's easy. So in simple word, to provide ability to your employees to perform a specific job is called training. That's the art, knowledge and skills to accomplish a specific job in a specific way is called training. So in simple word, we can use this definition for training. So these are all 2 or 3 definitions about training. As I have said, you can find more definitions in Google, in books, in articles, in journals. So that's how. Now let's come to importance of training development in an organization. So why organization needs to give training? What are the important points? Let's read. Development, training and career development are very vital in any company or organization that aim at progressing. So it's, as we have discussed, if you want to progress, if you want to develop, if you want to have competitive advantage, you need to hire and you need to give training. This includes decision making, thinking creatively, and managing people. Training and development is so important because help in addressing employees' weakness. That's a very important point. So for an organization, for a manager, it's really important to find the weakness of their employees and their strength as well. What are the weaknesses of an employee and what are the strengths? So if you found that their weakness, let's say in some organization, let's consider our country. In most of the, let's say 10 years before, most of the government organizations have realized that their employees are their main weakness, that they don't know computer, they don't know English. So that's why they've hired trainers to give them English, teaching classes, to give them computers. Even now they are giving their employees to go fees for universities. Afghanistan Bank are paying the fees for capacity building for most of their staff to go and study in universities. Why? Because of weakness that they are having. They are only 12th grade, their highest education. So that's why the times has been changed. So the rules and regulation are changing. I'm sure the time will come that now bachelor is a normal issue most of the people have got, but in developed world PhD is a normal issue, double master is a normal issue, most of the people have got. Now in our country, now master is still highest qualification. Most of the people are now planning for master. After 5-10 years or 5 years 6 years, master will be nothing. You need to be a PhD, because there will be many students applying for doctorate in PhD. So if you are having a weakness, so you need to work for it. So training will help you to find the weakness of your employee. Improvement on worker performance, that's I think a very simple point. So the performance of the productivity of your employees will increase. So they will do if they are well trained. Let's say we are having a graphic designer. If he is well trained regarding how to make a video, how to record a video, how to put sounds, how to put a background music or background voice, how to edit it, how to put logo, how to export, how to upload, whatever. If he is well trained, he can make, let's say, 10 videos in one day. So if we realize that he is not trained, he don't know how to use the system, and he's just making 2 videos per day, so what we do, we hire a trainer, or we give him training that this is how you need to do. So what will happen? His performance and productivity will go up. Today he is producing, let's say he is making 2 videos. Tomorrow he will make 4 videos. Slowly it will go to, let's say, 10 videos per day. So you see the gap between this. So that's productivity. So it's not an easy job. So next, consistency in duty performance. That's another. The performance will not be just for a short period of time, it will be consistent on a regular basis. So slowly he will learn the system, he will use to the system, he will know how to use the system, or she will know how to use the system. So that's training about consistency in performance. Ensuring worker satisfaction, that's another point. Your employees will be happy from the company, because in most of the companies that if they are giving you training, so you are learning new skills, you are learning new systems, you are learning new technologies. So that's why next you can even apply for a higher job. So if you don't know QuickBook or any system in accounting, they get trained, so now you know how to use. So if you hire a person that he don't know how to use camera recording, now you train him, so he learn how to use camera, DSLR camera, how to use Ronin Gambler, how to use microphones, let's say how to use lighting, how to arrange a studio, how to record a video, how to edit. Now he learned all these new skills, so he will be satisfied from his job, that at least in this organization I have learned lot of new skills, I have updated myself, now I know how to use the system. So that's why you see that some organization, then you can apply for higher jobs. So increase productivity, that's what we have discussed previously, that this is your productivity will increase, your employees will, their job will increase, the way they are working, so they will do a better job, they will do the right job at the right time. So that's another. Improve quality of service and product. So training will improve the quality of your product and services, because if your customer satisfaction, let's say if your customer relationship is well trained, if your especially in telecom, let's say what they call it, call centers, you call it that they are well trained, they can serve their customer in few minutes, they can solve their issues, they can solve their problem. Let's say you call a company and you're having issue, and she or he is not well trained, the call center, the person or the lady, the guy who is talking with you in phone, and you are just he just asks you to hold on, you hold on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes or an hour, and he didn't finish, he or she didn't solve your problem. So what will happen? So it will decrease the satisfaction, you will be dissatisfied from the company, that I'm waiting 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, and you haven't solved my problem. So why? Because they are not well trained. they don't know how to use the system, or she is not well trained, or he is not well trained. So that's the issue. Reduce cost. So it's another point. I think this point is very easy. Next one, reduction in supervision. So that's another issue. Every time you don't need a supervisor to tell you please do like this, please do like this, or you need to show your work to a person, supervisor. So what will happen, the company, the top management will train you, and you are having the empowerment yes, sorry. So you are having the empowerment to do the job, so you know now how to use. uh, in certain organization, if you see that the manager most of the time asks their employee, please do like this, please do like this, please do like this, especially if you go to mechanics, you see that their students are asking, and there is a teacher and say, hi, please do like this, do like this. The time is coming that after some time he don't need anything. یعنی بعضی وقتا قسم میشه که شما مستری خانه یا بسیار کارهای مسلکی رو میبینین که شاگرد امرایش هست، ولی استادش برش ترینینگ میته تا که زیر نظرش هست که باید یک قسم کنه. هر مشکل که میایه با استاد خود میایه که این مشکل داره، یعنی کارهای تا حدی که توانش هست میکنه. یه وقتی میرسه که خودش استاد میشه، خودش همه چیزا رو میفهمه. So that's issue of supervision. Now let's come why we need training. That's the issue. That's the main challenge. Is there any need for training? Do we really need training? Because we are spending money on training, so it's not an easy job. So training is also necessary for individual development and progress of employees, which motivates him to work for a certain organization apart from just money. We also require training update employees of the market trends, the change in employment policy, and other things. Let's say changes in development. Changes in what? Changes in technology, changes in rules and regulation, changes in environment, changes in country's rules and regulation. Let's say if there is a change in tax system, so your finance manager needs to be trained regarding the new tax systems. If there is a changes in company's registration, so the business development officer needs to will train that these are the new process you need to register a company. Changes in technology, so if you are using old technology in the company, so the company has updated the technology, has updated the system, so now you need to be trained. Let's say QuickBook is accounting software. Let's say you have you are using 2010 QuickBook, and your company has updated the QuickBook to 2019, so there are many new features that you are not well aware. It is totally different from previous. So what they do, they so what they do, they train you. So that's the changes in different things. That's the why there is a need for training. Development is easy. Development and new research in development, new research in different issues. That's why there's another need for training. Let's come to objectives of training. The first, you can find different objectives in different books, in different articles, in different newspaper, and different lectures. So these are some important objectives that I have collected. First, effective job performance by new entrants. If you enter into a new organization, if you're a new employee, so it helps you to perform. It will increase your performance. Training makes the new entrants effective by imparting skills, knowledge, beliefs, mindset, policies, norms, rules, adjusting to the new environment, culture of the organization. So if you are entering into a new organization, they are giving you a training regarding the environment, regarding safety and security, regarding health and safety, regarding the system, regarding their old stuff, their old employees, their old colleagues. So that's an issue. So it will increase the performance. So you will learn new people, you will learn new systems. You will be introduced to new people. You will see different languages, let's say different people, different religion, different nationalities. So it's all about this helping to grow. That's easy. So it helps you to increase your capacity, increase your knowledge, increase your skills, so you can easily promote yourself to higher positions, higher jobs. So that's another point. Next one, sorry. So next one is developing employees competencies. So it's easy. So it increase the competency of your employees, the skills of your employees, abilities of your employees. So if you are giving objective the training, it will increase their skills. So they have learned new systems, they have learned new technology, they have learned new knowledge, they have everything. So it's not an easy. A systematic planned training program helps the employees to improve their knowledge, skills, abilities. Employees, through participation in training programs, workshop, can enrich their knowledge, can interact with the trainer to share views, to remove wrongfuls, rigid perception, can strengthen their weaker areas. So what we have discussed previously is the same point. So you're working on your weaknesses. So you're hiring a trainer, and whatever problems you're having, it will be solved. Let's see, to remain competitive in the market. That's another objective of training. So having competitive position in the market is not easy, because your competitors might come with new technology, your competitors might come with a new system, your competitor might come with new skills, with new. That's why you see the quality of certain institutes, universities are different. Why? Because of skills of their lecturers, skills of their employees, skills that their top management are having. So it's not easy job to compete with your competitors in the market. So you must have competitive advantage. So that's easy. Let's say the system that we are using, your employees need to have new skills. They need to know how to use latest technology. They should learn that, and they should be updated. The more they are updated, the more they can have a good position in the market. So let's see what has been written. To tackle the immensely growing competition in the target market, it's important for an employer to increase the productivity of its worker while reducing the cost of production of the products. Training therefore aims to bring about efficiency and effectiveness in an organization to enable it to remain competitive in highly competitive market situation and for achievement of organizational goal. So it's all over goals and objectives. So if you're competing with more competitors, strong competitors, so you need to have competitive advantage compared to your competitors. So that's why you are working in a competitive market. So that's another issue. Next one, next objective is to enable workers to adapt quickly to changes. That's a simple point. So your employees will adapt to latest technology, to the new technologies, adapt to the new system. Technology is changing at a fast pace. Technological changes like automation in development of highly merchandise and computer-oriented system threaten the survival of dynamic companies by creating new problems, new methods, new procedures, new equipments, new jobs, new skills and knowledge, new product and service, etc. So thus training will help you to your employees to adapt to the latest technology, latest changes, any changes in any different departments. So that's another issue. The last one is I think it might be last one, yes. So the last one is to reduce wastage of time in resources. Training aims at making employees efficient in handling material, machines and equipment, and thus to avoid wastage of time in resources. So let's say you're having a process, let's say a Lucozade. They are producing fizzy drinks, Pepsi, Lucozade drinks, energy, whatever. So if their employees are not well trained, they don't know how to use that machinery, so what will happen? Most of the resources of the company will go into waste. It might not work properly. They might damage that system. They might damage the process. They might hold the production line for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour. Why? Because they don't know, they have done something wrong. So that's why training is very, very important. That they need to be well trained, that they can use the resources of the company properly. So you see some of issues that you're having, you're facing in social media, that the most of the government organizations employees are not using the resources properly for a specific purpose. You give them, let's say, city buses. They are very new. Now you see that it has been damaged. So that's the issue you can find. So resources, computers, system, machinery, different technologies that they are using. یعنی یک سیستم که خودشان نفهمه، کارمندتان ترین نباشه، او سیستم یا میتونن خراب کنن، یا شما میبینین بسیار ماشینالات صحی به افغانستان آمد، بسیار تکنولوژی های مثلا به شفاخانه آمدن ولی نتونستن که از دو چه قسم استفاده کنن، یا ترین صحیح نبودن یا هر چیز بودن، ماشینالات خراب شده. در بسیار از ولایت مشکلات شما در فیسبوک ها در بسیار جاها میبینین، یا از موترهای دولتی غیر صحیح استفاده میشه. موتر میتن میان تکر میکنن، چرا درایورایشان صحیح ترین نیستن که چطور از او موتر دریوری کنن، هر چیز کنن میفهمین، باز جای چپا کردن موتر دیگه. اینی چیزهایی هستن که با ترینینگ ضرورت دارن. اگر شما یک کمپانی دارین، یک تکنولوژی دارین، یک سیستم دارین چه قسم جور میشه، شما باید کارمندایتان پیش از پیش شوره ترینینگ بتین. و باید یک هدف ترینینگ همی است که وا سیستم صحیح بفهمن، همه چیزها را بفهمن، سیستم پروسه ماشینالات مکمل بفهمن، بعد از او استفاده کنن. اگر نفهمن کچری پونشین و بیا دغه مشکلات منځته راځي، یا سیستم خرابیږي، یا سیستم دی خرابی، یا کمپیوټر خرابیږي، یا د پروسه دی ناکامي، یعنی یو مشکل یا پروډکټ صحیح کیفیت ته نه هغه کیږي، نو دغه مشکلات پیدا کوي. So it's all about training. So let's review. I think that's for your 1 week lectures. So let's see training. What's training? So we have discussed overview of training. So we have discussed training define, what's the definition. So different authors have defined different products. So different products, different definitions. Importance of training in development and organization. So what's the importance? Then we have these are certain points that we have discussed: helping in addressing employees' weakness, improvement in worker performance, reduce costs, supervision, reduction in supervision. So these are importance. The need for training. So we have discussed the changes in technology, systems, rules and regulation, development in different sectors, have enabled the companies to hire a trainer or to give training. Then we have objectives of training: effective job performance by new entrants, so helping to grow, developing employees' competencies to remain competitive in the market. So if you want to be competitive in the market, you need to have a well-skilled, well-equipped employees, so you can you can easily compete in the market. To enable workers to adapt quickly to changes, to reduce waste in the south. So that's what is regarding your training in development for first week. So I think for females section, I have discussed all this issue. We have discussed, I think, some points from week 2 as well. For male, so you know why you haven't attended your first week or 2 weeks, so that's why I must revise it. So next I will record the second week as well. So we hope we go, and I might have some changes in outline which is not beneficial, which you have studied previously. We might bring some new things. So let's see. Now if we are studying this subject online, so it's your job to go and search a lot. So please, I'm sure it's have affected corona or whatever the issue is, have affected most of the students. So I request you all, please don't just sit at home and you think, oh, it's just online, leave it and whatever. Please at least watch the videos, at least go and do some research about your subject. It's your last semester, and it's one of the most important subject as well. Last semester, as I have discussed on as I have discussed previously, that my plan for this semester for this subject was on a real basis. Like you should know how to give training, you should conduct training by yourself. So unfortunately, I hope we can give some assignments or give some presentations, so you can at least make some training, at least do some research on training and development. So it's just what I have researched in different articles, books. In this I've collected these notes. So you should not just stick on these slides, you should just go and do more research. I'm sure you will learn, you might learn more than me, because you might have different you might use different system, you might have different books, and you can use it. So I hope you have learned something. Please do some research, please go and study, find some books, and do your research as well. If there is any issue, you can ask me in WhatsApp. I think we will make a group, so you can ask me in WhatsApp if you have any issue in your training and development subject. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best time. Inshallah, see you in the next class, inshallah.